APR, Voices from the Field. Meet the qualified educational interpreter, Maya Smith. What is your name and your role?
My name is Maya Smith. I'm an educational interpreter.
What led you to a career as an educational interpreter?
I started learning sign language when I was in second grade. I worked at a horse farm that offered therapeutic riding services to children and adults with a range of different disabilities. Some of them needed to use ASL either because they were nonverbal or they had another associating disability that impacted their communication. We did have a rider who started when I was like 12 or 13 who was deaf, and his parents started teaching me in a more so formal setting than just picking up signs here and there. He ended up transferring to a school for the deaf and would come every week with the principal of the school for the deaf, who would teach me a little bit more here and there. And then eventually, when I was later in high school, she sat me down and she said, "You seem very passionate about the work that you're doing with people who are disabled, particularly with using sign language and working with the deaf community." So she really encouraged me to either become a teacher of the deaf or an interpreter. And teaching, I had done some shadowing and it wasn't really for me, so I did some more research into interpreting, and then next thing you know, I was applying to an interpreter training program, and here we are.
What do you do in your role as an educational interpreter?
A little bit more into teaching them how to work with the interpreter, doing some more cultural mediation. It's not just strictly you're sitting and interpreting all day long. It's more flexibility, more advocacy, more education, as well as interpreting.
What keeps you motivated?
The look and on the children's faces when they have that aha moment, and just truly knowing and understanding the impact that I'm making on their lives. Not all children are able to recognize and vocalize that, but I was really honored to have a student this past year who was very open with expressing his appreciation for me. And so it's just, what drives me is knowing that what I'm doing is making a direct impact on a child, on their experience, on their life.
How do you interact with other professionals supporting students who are deaf?
As an interpreter, I do function as part of the IEP team. My student that I have been with in the past had his special education team in his home district, as well as an itinerant deaf and hard of hearing teacher that would come in and do instruction with him, but also work with me to educate the rest of the IEP team. Along with that, I am supported by a wonderful staff of other interpreters. We have a wonderful interpreter coordinator and work very hard to support each other and exchange information and education with each other.
What advice do you have for someone considering a career as an educational interpreter?
Get in and get some shadow opportunities. A lot of interpreter programs, educational interpreter programs, are willing to let students come in and shadow an interpreter to really kind of see what their day is like from their perspective. Another thing that I would encourage is looking into all of the different interpreter training programs that are offered across the country, as well as checking into state-specific requirements for educational interpreters.
Interested in learning more? Visit us today at tinyurl.com/PennsylvaniaAPR.